Wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the dreaded D Rose report. Alright, you probably checked elsewhere and found out about the results of Battleground. I got some inside info here on it. WWE's websites posted interviews with R-Truth, Punk, Rhodes family about their post-Battleground reaction. Storyline between Triple H and Stephanie not being a Battleground pay-per-view is that they were called away to an emergency meeting before the show started. Storyline. So something's coming up, which I think may be the return of Vince. He's probably going to be bitchy. Goldust is now back on the WWE roster after the Rhodes family had a big win last night, and it was never made clear that Goldust got his job back. But it's worth noting that he is under a short-term deal with, I mentioned, with WWE, and expected to be around through WrestleMania 30. And WWE Creative has been discussing an R-Truth heel turn. It was estimated that there were around, I don't know if you got the pay-per-view last night, you could let me know what you thought of it. Anyway, here it goes. There was around 12,000 fans in attendance to the Battleground in First Niagara Center, Buffalo, New York. I'm not sure how big the arena was, but 12,000 fans were there. And regarding there was a power outage before the main event. WWE's video hall and set lights went out, but the arena lights stayed on. One fan said that Brad Maddox came out to inform fans about the power outage, but Justin Roberts also made that announcement. You know what? If you're sitting there in the dark and the power went out, there ain't nobody at all ever has to come out and tell me that there's a power outage. Anyway, this WWE is doing some bad things to us people. WWE did the low blow finish on CM Punk and Ryback match at Battleground because they got a feeling that neither man needed to lose that match. So they either want to extend it or they're trying to keep both men as just so rough and tough they can't even beat each other. So now we're going to be hanging over to Raw to see what happens. So they're pushing actually Raw more than Battleground. I mean, any pay-per-view. Because I think they did that just on the last pay-per-view, or maybe the one before that, where there wasn't a winner. At least at football, I don't think they ever had one that was tied and left it that way. All right, WWE posted a video, if you want to see that, of Antonio Cesaro swinging the Great Khali in the Cesaro swing. Now, how he can do that, I have no idea. Man, that's got to be horrible on your ankles. Anyway, after Battleground went off the air, the referee checked on Bryant and Orton until they both got up. Bryant hit a flying knee on Orton to end it. Sent everybody home bitchy. There were a lot of refund and bullshit chants inside the arena, and then fans finally made their way out of the arena. Pay-per-views used to be conclusions or starting of new things, not continuing old things. Fans in attendance noted that it was very gloomy exit from the arena and nobody was buying merchandise or even excited about even being there. It was quiet. Some of the guests at the Matt Hardy Reby Sky wedding over the weekend was MVP Luke Gallows, Scotty 2 Hottie Gunner, Steve Corino, and a lot of others. And the current United States government shutdown means that the Armed Forces Network has also been shut down. The troops overseas were not able to see Battleground pay-per-view for free, and no NFL football. So Obama's going to catch hell now from the military. Anyway, Drew McIntyre continues. He's teasing a new character change. He tweeted last night during Battleground, "Desire is like fog on a mirror. It presents insidies to wipe off the mirror and see yourself clearly again." And then it says, "Where's Drew?" Jim Ross tweeted about the following response to the wacky commentary during last night's Santino, Morella, and the Great Khali taking on Swagger and Cesaro match. He says, "Colon matches with no strong storyline, supporting them can be a challenge to broadcast." Tonight's WWE Raw is taking place from the Console Center in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, with the fallout from, of course, Battleground pay-per-view. No matches has been announced for tonight's show yet, but we heard that Vince McMahon may be returning tonight, and it's worth noting that he's been added to the WWE's listing for tonight's show. So Bryant versus Orton, plus Punk taking on Axel and Heyman, being advertised locally, which they've been doing that for the last month or so. But I would suspect Vince did an emergency board meeting maybe and called the two away. I'm not, just guessing. WWE's focusing on the points for tonight's Raw. Here, what's the fallout and the controversial ending to Battleground? What's it going to be? And will the Authority have in store for the Rhodes family? Who will challenge Alberto next? And will Ryback be looking for revenge? And what happens next with Daniel Bryan, Orton, and the WWE title? So I guess the Authority course is the McMahon's, I guess. And in fact, I don't know. The bullying around by the Authority got old real quick. All right, let's change the channel a little bit. Former TNA Knockout Tara, Victoria, Black Widow, I don't know what you want to call her. Sexy. Recently spoke with VOC Wrestling Nation on her time with TNA, and she said she would never return. TNA is out of the question. It wasn't good fit for me. Had a great run there, but it was very different from WWE, and made me appreciate WWE a lot. Probably because their checks were actually real good. And Tara spoke about her future, and if it involves wrestling, she said, never say never. I'm 42 years old, and I'm still kicking ass and in better shape than when I was wrestling earlier. And it's in my blood. I'm lucky that I live wrestling at my restaurant. Don't think I'm done with wrestling. Got a lot to give in terms of knowledge and helping females. So she's kind of putting in a hint for maybe the going down and teaching divas down at the center in Florida. Happy birthday to ECW World Champion and Television Champion Rhino, 38 years old. Current diva Caitlyn, 27 years old. And on this day in 2001, the wrestling world lost former world-class star gentleman Chris Addis at the tender age of only 46 years old. Thanks for clicking, you guys. Let me know what you thought about the pay-per-view. I gotta go.